To the Harbormaster, I wanted to be sure to reach you. Though my ship was on the way, it got caught in some moorings. I'm always tying up and then deciding to depart. In storms and at sunset, with the metallic coils of the tide around my fathomless arms, I am unable to understand the forms of my vanity, for I am hard alee with my Polish rudder in my hand and the sun sinking. To you, I offer my hull and the tattered cordage of my will, the terrible channels where the wind drives me against the brown lips of the reeds are not all behind me. Yet I trust the sanity of my vessel, and if it sinks, it may well be in answer to the reasoning of the eternal voices, the waves which have kept me from reaching you. I don't know exactly when I encountered this poem, but I know that it was after I knew I had assumed Frank O'Hara just wrote poems about wandering down the street and buying cigarettes and books and looking around in store windows. So I didn't make too much of that. And then stumbled upon this poem in some anthology, and it seemed like an entirely different person, for one. Also, I hadn't, and this might relate to a little bit what Martha said about the hearing the voice of Rethke. This immediacy in the first line, I wanted to be sure to reach you. And it felt as if it's me. And I was immediately taken in. So there's something about the intimacy of it. I'd never seen a poem that was so thoroughly governed by a single metaphor or image. This idea of the boat. I've seen things like the ship of state and all of that, but the idea of the body as a vessel, that's not so surprising, but an actual vessel. And the transformation, because at first it's just, though my ship was on the way, and that seems to be a regular ship. And then we realize it's the ship that he's made up of, or the ship that he is. And in that turn, to you, I offer my hull and the tattered cordage of my will. These all seem like, the whole poem seems like a disguised way of talking about vulnerability. It wants to confess to flaw, and at the same time can't do it straightforwardly, and so it has to hide behind the disguise, I suppose, of metaphor. And at the same time, what I learned from this poem was how important it is to show vulnerability if you want to have authority in a poem. I feel as if I'm won over by the speaker because he doesn't pretend to perfection, and at the same time there's a sort of sly cockiness, I suppose. There's this part that wants to say, well, I'm flawed, but it still may not be my fault if I don't show up and reach you. It reminds me of, I can't remember which number it is, but the Shakespeare sonnet, "Alas, 'tis true, I have gone here and there," the one where he basically says, it's true I cheated on you, but I had to cheat so that I could know that you're absolutely the best person to sleep with. So it's a little bit twisted and saying, yeah, I'll be honest and confess, but I'm not exactly going to apologize. I guess the only other thing that I guess might be interesting to say about this is, for a long time, I thought of it as a kind of poem about submission, a love poem of some kind, and then later I learned that he was gay, and I thought, well, is this a way to write about gay love, especially back in the 50s, without having to come out and out yourself? And then years went by, and I was in a class with the poet Jeffrey Hill called Religious Poetry, and we were asked to read this, and I thought, how is this a religious poem? Why are we reading this? And I never considered the idea the Harbormaster could be a deity, God, or whatever other deity. And I thought that it's the way the poem can be so many things. A love poem to a lover, a poem, a prayer poem, a poem of submission. It's all of those things, and it makes it resilient, and to me, therefore, lasting. I guess I said that was the last thing. There's one other thing I wanted to say. When I mentioned that turn, to you I offer my hull. For some reason, that always seems like a Shakespearean turn in the sonnet. And even though this is 17 lines, I think of it as having the the same musculature, I suppose, of the sonnet. Its argument works like that of a sonnet and turns in that way. So in some ways, it seems to be acknowledging that tradition while doing something new. Yes, what do you think about that, Dorian? Move